Oh hey, didn't see you there. I'm James, and today we're going to be looking at the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh is a very old story that many consider to be a heroic tale. Based on King Gilgamesh, the date in which this story was written can be dated back all the way to 2000 BC. That's older than my grandma. King Gilgamesh ruled in Sumerian Uruk around 2700 BC, and this story loosely follows this. The story starts by explaining that Gilgamesh isn't exactly the nicest person. He's the king of Uruk, and he proceeds to do whatever he wants, including lay with warriors' daughters. See, Gilgamesh is exactly 2/3 god and 1/3 man. The story says, a goddess made him, strong as a savage bull. None can withstand his arms. No son is left with his father, for Gilgamesh takes them all. Some of the gods complain to Aru, the goddess of creation, so Aru decides to create Enkidu. Enkidu is described as being like an animal, not knowing about human cultivation. Enkidu likes to hang out with animals all day and eat grass too. One day a trapper decides to get a woman to draw in Enkidu and embrace him. This would make all the wild beasts he hangs out with regularly reject him. This works, and Enkidu hangs out with her for 6 whole days. Enkidu likes the sound of having Gilgamesh as a comrade, so he wants to call him out. Gilgamesh accepts, and they wrestle each other. After that, they decide to go on an adventure together. They venture to find a beast named Humbaba. Humbaba is a monster that guards Cedar Forest, and is said to be able to change faces. They start to fight, and things aren't looking too good for the pair. Luckily, sun god Shamash helps them out and they defeat Humbaba. The two proceed to rip off his head. I mean, come on Humbaba, don't lose your head. After taking the W, it seemed as if nothing could go wrong for Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Yes, unfortunately, Enkidu comes down with a sudden case of death. You see, when they both get back, a girl named Ishtar has the hots for Gilgamesh and tries to make a move on him, but Gilgamesh is like, nah girl. Ishtar doesn't like this and sends down a bull from the heavens to kill Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh and Enkidu take care of the bull, but your boy Enkidu slaps Ishtar. Ishtar curses Enkidu, making him die. Gilgamesh is very saddened by this and fears his own eventual death. He finds a man named Utnapishtim and tells him that he wants to become immortal. Utnapishtim gives Gilgamesh a test to see if he can stay awake for 7 days. Gilgamesh fails at this. Utnapishtim decides to give our boy Gilgamesh another chance at immortality. He tells him if he can get a certain plant, then immortality will be his. Gilgamesh takes the offer and finds the plant. As Gilgamesh is returning with the plant, he decides to take a bath. But while he's taking the bath, a sneaky little snake comes in and finesses Gilgamesh by taking his plant. The snake becomes young again since it had the plant. In the end, we see Gilgamesh grow into someone who can come to terms with the fact that they are not a god, but mortal. Enkidu helped Gilgamesh by showing him death, and Gilgamesh is able to accept it now. This can relate to a heroic story in many ways, like the call to adventure to meet Enkidu being created, or them wrestling, because it begins the real story, where they defeat Humbaba, Enkidu dies, so forth. So this kind of develops Gilgamesh as a person by letting him see mortality, and he doesn't really realize that he can die until when he sees Enkidu die. So Enkidu is the main plot point in this story. The innermost cave is probably Gilgamesh having to deal with the fact that he's not going to be immortal, because this makes him come to terms with the fact that he's mortal. Moral of the story: you may not last forever, but humanity does. Peace out.